Alright guys, Muse is on a warpath, and he's not just angry, he's out for revenge. And his next target? Carnage. Meanwhile, Eddie and Carnage are still reeling from the chaos with Misty Knight. But none of that matters now, because everyone in this story is hunting or being hunted. Muse, Eddie Brock, Carnage, they're all out for blood. Welcome back to Keepin' It Comic, and today we're diving into Eddie Brock, Carnage, issue number 6. Now our guy Eddie is in the Rocky Mountains knocked out, and Carnage is, I guess, keeping a lookout, and a strange voice is like, Eddie, remember me, remember me. Now, if any of you guys know who she is, I don't know if she's a new character or someone from the past, but I'm guessing she represents Mother Nature, because as you can see, Carnage has struck a lot, and I mean a lot, of Mother Nature's creatures. Eddie jumps up like, Carnage, what did you do? And he responds, I didn't do anything, Eddie. This was all you. Eddie's like, what the hell are you talking about? I was asleep. Carnage says, yes, you were. And your body, through your symbiote, was trying to give you what you need. Eddie says, I didn't do this. This wasn't me. Carnage responds, Eddie, look at your hands. You got the shakes, boyo. And it'll only get worse from here. Eddie says, you're doing this to me. You're doing it to manipulate me. Carnage says, I can't talk to you when you're like this. Come down here and let your old friend Carnage lay out some hard truths for you. And I'm sorry, any excuse the writers can give us to give us Pimp Carnage, I am 100% for it. But Eddie's like, all right, fine. What's happening to me? And Carnage lays it all out. Nothing that should surprise you, Eddie. I told you, if you don't kill, I kill you. Eddie says, you are doing this to me. And Carnage responds, Eddie, no, you're in control. I cannot use my symbiote body independently. Not unless you allow it. You know that. Just listen to me. I want you to kill people, but I also need it. And since we're bonded, so do you. That's why your body killed those animals while you were asleep. I mean, it didn't solve the issue. They were mindless beasts, but A for effort. This isn't what I want, Eddie. I'm starting to think we can do great things together, but you gotta feed the need. Why don't we go after Muse? He seemed promising, a real monster. We could kill him, and you won't feel a twinge of remorse. Eddie says, Muse? He's across the country, back in Chicago. Carnage says, yeah, you're right. We probably don't have time. This is going to accelerate. We'll want to find someone local. A shame about Muse though. He seemed like my kind of guy. And back in Chicago, we have a shopkeeper who's about to get one crazy visit. See, all it took was for Muse to say hello, and this guy's like, take what you want. I don't want any trouble. Muse is like, no, I'm just here for art supplies. Someone burned down my studio. I lost everything, every brush, every blade, every chisel. I have to start everything from nothing. The shopkeeper's like, okay, but your mask, it threw me for a... And Muse interrupts, I'm an artist. People don't need to know my face, just my work. The shopkeeper says, whatever you say, son, speak your truth. What are you looking for? We've got a little bit of everything. And Muse says, yes, you got a good selection. Next thing you know, everybody in the shop is being hung upside down and bled out. And Muse has brushes and he's like, are these brushes squirrel, sable, or hog? I can never really tell until I get them in paint. Like, bro, you're nuts. The shopkeeper's like, yo, what is going on? But anyway, Muse is like, I'll take them. Beggars can't be choosers. And truly, it is a poor artist who blames his tools. What do I owe you? The shopkeeper says, Muse says, nothing? How gracious. You are a true patron of arts. I am grateful, but between us, it's no way to run a business. He then looks back at the lady that's hanging and says, I thank you for your contributions as well. Through my work, you will live forever. And I know we all know Muse is a psychopath, but I love every time he shows up in a comic book series. But back to Carnage and Eddie. Carnage says, planning to rejoin civilization, Eddie? That's good. You won't find what you need up here. And Eddie says, That town will have a library or something like that, somewhere with a computer. I can research a target. And once again, this person says, remember me. Carnage says, I thought Bailey fed us our killers. And Eddie responds, Bailey's burnt, thanks to you and that stunt with the plane. The FBI's looking for me, and they'll be surveilling her. I don't want to make her life more complicated than I already have. Carnage says, this is just a thought. Honestly, just a suggestion. But have you considered going to New York and killing her? He says, shut up, Carnage. But Carnage is like, you need to clean yourself up if we're going to be talking to people, Eddie. You look like death. You smell like it too. Trust me, I know. And you can see the aggravation on Eddie's face. He's like, okay, what the beep do you think you're doing, Carnage? We're the threats, the screaming. You telling me if I don't kill someone, you'll murder me. You're acting totally different. Friendly. What are you trying to pull? And Carnage shows himself out of Eddie's hand. No, Eddie, we're not friends. Would you like the truth? I hate you. You're pathetic. You've held astonishing cosmic power more than once, and you did everything you could to avoid using it to its fullest potential. You chose weakness every time. Every time. But there is something I like about you. Something I like very much. Getting you to kill someone, getting you to want to crack the door open and let the darkness in. It's incredible. It's different than with Cletus. He wanted to. He always wanted to. You don't. It's unique when you kill. A special pleasure. I've never felt anything quite like it. I want more. I'll be whoever I need to be to make that happen. You know the saying, you catch more flies with honey. Now tell me, Eddie Brock, am I lying? And I'm starting to think our boy Carnage has an addiction now. But let's not forget, Muse has restocked, and he's at his new warehouse, and he's like, all right, who were you? You strange person who decided to destroy my work. You came into my place of inspiration, my most intimate space, and took from me the things that matter most. But you left something too. Pieces of yourself. Impressions. Yes, I have what I need. Let's begin. And as he starts to paint, we see Eddie and Carnage stealing some clothes. And as he's painting, he says, yes, this is right. This is very right. And we see Eddie's cleaning up because, again, he stinks like death. Carnage's words, not mine. And we see Muse getting frustrated and punches a hole through the picture. No, this is wrong. All wrong. Eddie's changed clothes now. Carnage says better. But you need to rest, Eddie. Break into someone's house or a hotel. Eddie says, after what happened last time I went to sleep, I don't think so. Muse says, why can't I see it? At this same moment, Eddie's having a conversation. Any chance I could use one of your computers? I'll tell you up front that I don't have a library card. I'm a little stuck. I lost my wallet. I'm trying to get it all sorted out. And a lady responds, oh, I've been there. I know how tough that can be. Please, be our guest. And at the same time, Muse is like, wait, that's interesting. Carnage says to Eddie, if you can find a location nearby where a killer's been active, we can go there and I can sniff them out for us. And Muse puts that broken picture over a blank canvas, and we can see what Eddie's searching. It looks like he doesn't even get to finish, and Carnage is like, what are you doing, Eddie? And Muse says, yes, I have it. And just then we see Eddie's eyes are rolling in the back of his head, and Carnage says, Brock. And Eddie falls to the floor hard, and Carnage says, I told you, Eddie. I told you need to kill someone. You stupid bastard. And Muse says, at last, there it is. And you can see the two pictures make up Carnage and Eddie Brock. And Muse says, now, what's your name? And we see Eddie is on a stretcher, getting taken away. And one of the EMTs says, we're bringing in a male John Doe, 30s, early 40s, hard to tell. Could be younger than he looks. Dehydrated, malnourished. He was seizing, unconscious now, probably overdosed. Whatever the guy's into, he's been hitting it pretty hard. No ID, nothing on him at all. Hopefully you guys can get him talking once we bring him in. Find out what he needs. And from the look of this picture, I think that's exactly what Carnage is about to do. And alright guys, that was an awesome read. I really love this issue. Now look, Carnage said Eddie needs to kill or else. And now we're actually seeing what or else really looks like. The seizures, the breakdown. It's not just in Eddie's head anymore. So the real question is, when Eddie wakes up, will he even be Eddie anymore? And with Muse on the hunt, will Carnage stand by Eddie in this final showdown? Or decide Muse is a better monster? Y'all sound off in the comments. Is Carnage about to betray Eddie? Or are they really in this together? And you guys already know how this goes. Everything you need is in the link tree below. Site, merch, Discord, even a free month of Hulu for new members. Don't wait on that one. If you rocked with this video, hit the like button. And if you're new here, go on and subscribe. And tap the bell so you never miss a new drop. And as always, thanks for kicking it with Keeping It Comic. I'll catch y'all on the next one.